Hello Virgo, and welcome to my channel Joy to the World. I am Melissa Joy. So this week had a theme coming through called Blessed Not Stressed, and it's definitely showing up in your pre-shuffle. That's why I just stopped. I'm like, hello, has this been your life for a hard minute? And it's almost like going through a gauntlet, right? Like each new layer is a double time hotter than the previous one. And you're thinking, I can't go through any more of this, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and actually the door at the end of the tunnel. And you're like, okay, so either I could turn back, which may be way worse, meaning having to go through all that again, or I can go for that door. Now, here's what's interesting. It's showing that going through that door would put you back in the fire. Sometimes we're so given to achievement and attainment and thinking that somewhere else is better. And that what was the point of going through all this if you don't finish it? But friend, what I'm picking up on ahead of time is that's somebody else's door. I mean, you're in kind of a dark enclosed environment, and so you're pushing through, and you may think that this is your trajectory and your way of life, but it's not, okay? So let's take a deeper look at that. If this sounds like you, friend, then lean in, all right? So powerful stuff, okay? Look at this. These cards are amazing. You know, and I guess it's kind of how I feel about life. It can seem all do, but you know what? Hello. What did we learn recently through all these sleepless nights that I've had? That little head coming out of the covers. If you haven't watched the Chit Chats, you might, okay? They can seem so ordinary, but there's extra in there, my friend. But we learned that Scorpio is the land of fairy tale. That 8th house, it's not just about secrets and, you know, sluttery and all that kind of stuff. No, it's about the power to make dreams come true. It's about fairy tales. And people could be like, we get hit all in the clouds. Yeah, it's called my imagination. And I'm bringing it down here to earth into the 4D. We're going to like the 5 and the 3, do our math, and make it the 4D, 4-dimension, blessed coming and going. And what I love and what you're showing me here is this door, you'll do not to want. And not just because it's the devil in Capricorn. This is dominion. This is when someone invites you over for lunch and you didn't realize you were at the lunch. Was that one of the Bugs Bunnies where the guy's heating up the pot and chopping the vegetables in, thinking he's gonna wild Bugs Bunny to get into the pot? He didn't know who he was dealing with, and maybe you don't know who you're dealing with either, friend. This is not a point of contention anymore. That door is not you. This is you. And I love it because it's really talking about the autumn season, or if you're in the other half of the world, okay, the other hemisphere, then it's talking about coming into the springtime, but making that turn when the seasons change. And that season is now. Choosing yourself, your cup, what is in your hand, and to go with that. That is the magic. Okay, that's the red and white magic coming together. That's the heaven and earth coming together, no longer keeping them separate, because that is where we get the blood, sweat, and tears, the hopes, dreams, and fears, because it's in that pulling apart, that tug of war. But here it's merging and it's landing, because you're no longer disdaining who you are. You're like, I don't have to have anybody's approval to come in to be any sort of way. I can't be all locked up into limitations. That's why, look, you went, I'm going to just... These are energy sessions, and move right on past that. You don't have to dress for war anymore. Your mind is swift, and you are going to move with the breeze. Oh, I love it, y'all. As I picked that up to do the little demo, you know, the little hidey-ho, here we go. Look what came on up. Behind the devil. It has been blocking your sun. It's been blocking your fun. It's time to have fun. To let the world rise up. For the dark to no longer be daunting. Those nightmares, living that nightmare, my friend. Daylight has come. Do 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 do. I'm gonna do a happy dance for you because I choose happy. Daylight has come. Look at that. He's so funny. King of Swords back behind me. He's like, you dang skipper. You skipper. Look at that. Say this is the one who held your power and tried to control you. And this is you standing in your truth. You don't have to be running your mouth. You just know what's you and what's not you. And anybody go speak and put words up in your mouth. That's what you're saying right here. Look at this. That may seem tough, but look at that exterior. But look at this. Your hearts, you guard that fairy tale land, that fantasy land, that imagination. Good. Good. Don't be carrying the image of other people. You're not made in their image. Scrape. No, we're just going to exfoliate that off right now, my friend. Virgo, I am loving this for you. Because what's amazing is, come over here and look at the tower. This one is the lightning strike. Now, towers have different reasons for what is occurring there. But this is like that epiphany coming in to liberate you and to set you free. Somehow you were sold the story that this is your castle. You have to tend the castle. You have to stay here and take care of it. It's part of your contribution, your worldly purpose, you know, to make the world a better place and da-da-da-da-da. It was like brainwashing, enslavement. They're like, we don't have to keep you locked down in the dungeon. We're just going to keep you locked into this world. And you're like, look at this truth. That eighth house has come to liberate you. Because it also talks about the house of other. So no more others controlling you and your mind and your power. It's kind of like, was it Tangled? I don't know if it was in Rapunzel, but anyways, her hair had magic power, right? And so she needed her to keep it so that she could feed off of her power. That's like what we're talking about here. But your power is for you, my friend. It is what guards your truth and your beauty and your world and your reality. And you're not doing this anymore. You're like, I am not your slave. I am not enslaved to you. I don't have to do what you say. I don't have to do what I'm told, what I'm obligated to, or whatever else. Me and somebody else deciding all the conditions of my world and my servitude. That's not service in the sense that we're talking about. That's talking about serve us, serve us. We're here to share out of our overflow, not our obligation. That's right. You're not serving up pieces of your tree. You're here to share the fruit that comes forward from that tree. So being able to go through the full process, to be able to experience the bounty and the reward of it before you even share. Okay? So if you haven't tasted the reward of whatever it is, then don't be sharing. You can hear share because you care, but the sun's like, you know better. You know better not to push it, rush it, shove it, any of that. Okay, fam? And it's time for you to have some fun, to enjoy your life. So I love it because sun is like the light in the bat's wings, right? Everywhere you go, there is light. There is dominion because there's no more domination. Somebody else holding your light, controlling your light, and charging you for using your light. That's like taxation. That's somebody keeping you in your past. This is the kind of past. Okay, Knight of Cups, come on, show me. This is the past that we're talking about. What? Oh, that's right. I'm not paying attention to you anymore, so you do not exist. That's right. This is who exists. This is what exists. I love it because when I picked it up, guess what I saw? Another tower and the hermit. Look at that. Being liberated and free, because here you are, a bird who can fly. Just like we were saying here, they didn't have to leave you in the dungeon. All they had to do was clip your wings. And it's like more lightning coming in, going epiphany. Your wings have regrown. Fly the coop. Because if you up in a coop, they're either getting something from you or they're having you for dinner. Either way, it's like this. It's like, let's get you into the truth of who you are. Into the quest, into the questions. And what I love it is this is like you beginning to move around in your 8th house. It's like a closet or a secret closet. Like, what all did I store back in here? A storage room. And you're starting to find these golden nuggets. These kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk type seeds, except there is no giant. Each one that you gather, it's like you grow larger and larger and larger in the maturity and the wisdom of who you are, because you're picking up your pieces. You're returning your direction. And the thing is, what they showed me is when you make that return, when you go back through those 6 layers, it's going to be like candy land. It's going to be like what was that in Elf when he goes through the candy cane forest, that type of thing. It ain't going to be all the hell that you went through. It was that because you were going the wrong way, in the wrong direction, and every sign, every signal was screaming up in your face. But we were taught here to be tenacious, to be determined. If you don't earn it, you don't deserve it. If you haven't worked for it, it's not really yours. I've heard some of that shiz up in this spiritual world. Now, I know that's a common thing, talk about doing your work. But I literally had some little young thing try and tell me that, actually tell the person who orchestrated the energy session that I need to be willing to do my work and be selfless for my son. Yeah. I need to do the work. Yeah, because I've been running away from it all along, right? No. Some of us were launched on a path and sold a story we didn't even know for truth. For real truth. You didn't know where you were. So, that means you can own your own company, my friend. Anybody ever told you that? That you can be the premier ballerina or ballet dancer. I don't know exactly the appropriate words anymore, so pardon me. Top chef, the main mama jamma in your home, if you want to stay at home with your kids. You can be an inventor, a creator. Gosh. And not just social media type stuff. I'm talking about one-on-one, person to person, in your community, in your neighborhood, at your bank. I mean, going to put the money in and you all like, look at me, I did it, I made it. I turned my dreams into a way to provide for myself. That 4D. No more blood, sweat, and tears and hopes, dreams, and fears. They've already occurred, my friend. Remember, you're liberated. You can fly. You don't have to stay in this old paradigm anymore. No one owns you. You've chosen to be an authority. See, that's the thing about a knight. I enjoy them often way more than the kings, because they're in a position and a place to explore the world and to become knowledgeable, intimate, wise in their own power, and into how they merge and move about in the world, how the ways work and how to work their ways. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, can you imagine going to culinary school but you never get to lift a knife? You just read book after book after book and hear theory after theory after theory. That's what so much of school has been like. But when you graduate from Life University, from somebody saying, you got to do one more thing for me, and you graduate from that, and you move on out, and you get on your own, and you realize your power, and you start stepping into this, woo, that's why you be shining, friend. Look at this. Choosing the new horizon. Look, this is your cup. Because really, when we do go the highest heart, it gets into a really intense fuchsia. So, let's get you one card to move on out of here, Virgo. Okay. We have Jackal. It just kind of did a little finesse, like pulling the tablecloth out from under the food. Hello there, lizard. All in position, ready to go. It's 44. The beautiful mirror of truth, the Jackal. It's kind of like Dorothy. You had the power all along, my dear. The truth is your power. They say it'll hurt. It sets you free. It sets you free, my friend. Owning who you are, liberating yourself, being able to fly about, move about, and whatever tries to hinder you, there's a reason, okay? You don't have to go cut them off or whatever, but you don't have to engage in dialogue. You don't have to explain and drain yourself, okay? You just go about living, and if they come back freely and the conflict begins to ease over time, then that can work. But if it's something that continues to want to step to the toe, step to the line, step to the question, remember, you don't have to earn your keep. You don't have to make peace with them. If something wants to keep pushing and testing you, you have the power to just walk on. You can leave that. You go out. Life's meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to be experienced. It's meant to be your world in your truth that makes you personally happy. See, whoops. There we go. That is truth. Just like the power here. Speak in your truth without having to say a word. Trust me, it's loud and clear, friend. Your truth is heard. I'm excited for you. I'm ready for you to get up and be living in your world. To be flying about, enjoying it, gracing our skies with your glory. Going out, growing, and picking up the pieces of who you are and recognizing that, getting back on your path, making that turnaround, not playing with the devil's door anymore. That you get to go out and you get to live this beauty, this liberation. Talk about 8th house, the 8, the turnaround. Now you're getting me. You like that? You like that? Do me a favor and tap that like button down below. It gets YouTube all excited. And consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you here. I look forward to chatting in the comments down below, friends. Love ya.